Angel and Fabito on 2G1 AP Psychology. For today, we were going to learn or talk about the badminton. The scope or the content of these sessions will be the history of badminton, the equipment and materials needed, the ground rules, officiating, games, and last is the basic skills in playing badminton. Before we jump on that 6 topics, let's define first what is badminton. Badminton is one of the racket sports requiring a players to hit a shuttlecock across a net with a racket inside a badminton court. You can play badminton in both indoor or outdoor environments. However, most of the world-class competitions are held in an indoor area because they want to reduce the influence caused by the external factors such as wind and lights to the minimum level. Now we're done on the definition of badminton. Let's go to the history of badminton, how it was started, or what is the origin of badminton. Badminton could be traced back to more than 2,000 years ago to the ancient game called battledore, or it is also called bat or paddle, and shuttlecock, also called bird or birdie. Similar games were played for centuries across Eurasian countries such as Greece, Egypt, China, India, and Japan. From the 1600s, battledore and shuttlecock was just a game involving two persons hitting a shuttlecock towards each other as many times as possible before it hit the ground, and it used to be an upper-class game in Europe, including England. Nowadays, you can still find a similar game in Japan, which is called Hanetsuke. It is a very popular New Year's game involving a wooden paddle called hagoita and a shuttle called hane. The game was played in India during the 18th century, at which time it was called Puna. In the 1860s, it was adopted by British Army officers stationed in India. During that period when the weather is windy and wet, instead of a shuttlecock, a woolen ball was preferred by the upper class. So, this period or this time, the ball badminton was invented. By around 1870s, retired British Army officers brought the game back to England from India, and it became a very popular sport. In 1873, the Duke of Beaufort introduced the sport as his country state. So, it is a badminton house in Gloucestershire. Since then, the sport was called a badminton. By 1934, the International Badminton Federation, or IBF, now it was called as the Badminton World Federation, or BWF, was formed. About 9 members or countries. It is the England, Scotland, Wales, Canada, Denmark, France, Ireland, New Zealand, and the Netherlands. By 1948, the International Badminton Federation launched the first tournament. This is the Thomas Cup, or World Men's Team Championships. Since then, more world-class events have been launched, such as Uber Club, or World Team Championships for Women, World Championships, or BWF World Championships. Sudirman Cup, or Mixed Team Badminton Championships, takes place every 2 years. World Junior Championships, or BWF World Junior Championships. And last is World Grand Prix Finals, or BWF World Badminton Grand Prix Finals. Only the top 8 players in the year-end world rankings were invited. By 1972, badminton became a demo sport at the Munich Olympics and became an official Olympic sport at the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. At that time, only singles and doubles were listed. By 1996, mixed doubles was included in the Atlanta Olympic Games. Till now, badminton is still the only sport with mixed double events in the Olympics. And these are the countries have won the gold medals at the Olympics since 1992 to 2020. First is Indonesia, next is Denmark, China, South Korea, Japan, and Spain. And for a brief overview, here are the list of key dates that contains of most important facts and events in badminton history. Now that we are done with the badminton history, let's go to the equipments or materials needed in playing badminton. First is badminton rackets. A badminton racket has a frame of 68 cm, with the head being 28 cm long and 22 cm wide. The head is where the racket's change area is. The handle where players hold the racket is at the bottom. Second is the shuttlecock. There are two types of shuttlecocks available in the market: plastic and feathered shuttlecocks. Plastic shuttlecocks are far from more durable compared to the feathered types, which are commonly used. However, plastic shuttlecocks are only recommended for beginners who are just starting out. So if you just start to play badminton, you can use this shuttle. This is because feathered shuttlecocks are expensive and fray easily, especially if the wrong technique is used. Hence, plastic shuttlecocks are good for beginners to use for training. Plastic shuttlecocks tend to travel shorter distances as they are heavier. Hence, they are good for building strength as you make the transition to feathered shuttlecocks. Next is badminton shoes. It is designed to give you better traction and grip to stop in time to return a shot. They should also be lightweight to have a good cushioning to absorb impact when you jump or land. After that is the badminton attire. For casual to non-competitive players, a comfortable pair of shorts and cotton or dry fit t-shirt is sufficient. Some players may want to equip themselves with hand grips, wristband, and ankle guards. Each of them items serves a purpose and might also add a color to the entire get-up. And the last is the badminton net. Next is the ground rules. First, a game starts with a coin toss. Whoever wins the toss gets to decide whether they will serve or receive first, or what side of the court they want to be on. The side losing the toss shall then exercise the remaining choice. Second, at no time during the game should the player touch the net with his racket or his body. Third, the shuttlecock should not be carried on or come to the rest on the racket. Fourth, a player should not reach over the net to hit the shuttlecock. Fifth, a serve must carry cross-court or diagonally to be valid. Sixth, during the serve, a player should not touch any of the lines of the court until the server strikes the shuttlecock. During the serve, the shuttlecock should always be hit from below the waist. Seventh, a point is added to a player's score as and when he wins a rally. 8. A player wins a rally when he strikes the shuttlecock and it touches the floor of the opponent's sides of the court or when the opponent commits a fault. The most common type of fault is when a player fails to hit the shuttlecock over the net or it lands outside the boundary of the court. 9. Each side can strike the shuttlecock only once before it passes over the net. Once hit, a player can strike the shuttlecock in a new movement or shot. And the last is, the shuttlecock hitting the ceiling is counted as a fault. So after ground rule, next is officiating or officials that officiate or organize the game. There are 4 officials on the badminton game or badminton sports. First is referee, second is umpire, third is line judge, and fourth is mapper. A referee in badminton acts like a manager whose job is to conduct matches in a tournament in a proper manner and resolve any dispute if a situation arises. Other duties of tournament referee are to make a doctor available if a player gets injured or if the toughing of the court came off, ensuring that matches and practice schedules in a tournament are properly set up, and many more. After referee, next is umpire. In badminton, there are two types of umpires. First is chair umpire and second is service umpire or judge. Chair umpire in badminton is the person who acts as the main official, meaning that all decision was taken by umpire, whether right or wrong is final. The job of a chair umpire is to make sure that the match is conducted according to the rules prescribed by BWF or Badminton World Federation. Some of the duties of a chair umpire are doing toss of the coin to decide who will serve and who will play on which court, introducing players to the crowd by taking their name on the mic if provided, keeping a record of the score during the entire match, and telling the same on the mic if provided before each serve, ensuring that the match is conducted in a peaceful manner, checking for net faults if a player touches the net during a rally, or any other fault except regarding service because it is the duty of a service judge. Calling mapper with hand signals if a player asks for the same, only if necessary. Second type of umpire is the service umpire or service judge. In badminton, the role of a service umpire is to inspect whether the server is doing the service by the rules determined by BWF. It is important to know that it is he who can give service fault to the player and not the chair umpire. Service judge uses hand signals if a fault is committed by the player to tell chair umpire that a fault has been committed by the serve. These are the duties of service judge. First, to make sure that players are following service rules set by BWF. Second, give shuttle to players for warm-up. And last is, if chair umpire allows, changing the shuttle to a new one during a match. The service judge use hand signals, and these are the hand signals used by service judge. There are 5 types of faults which a service judge looks for. First, foot fault. When a player moves during the service or his foot is touching the mid-court line. Second, shuttle above legal height. If the server hits the shuttle above a height of 1.15 meter. Third, racket head not pointing down. If racket head of the server is above or parallel to his racket handle joint or with shaft. Fourth, touching feather first. Your racket face should hit the bottom of the shuttle first. Fifth, double action. The serving player make double action with racket before hitting the shuttle. After the umpire official, next is the line judge or the lineman. The only role of a lineman is to tell the chair umpire whether the shuttle was in or out. And depending on the level of a tournament, there may be as many as 10 line judges assigned to a court for a particular match. Aside from that, the lineman was also use hand signals. There are 3 types of hand signals made by lineman. First is when the shuttle is in. Means lineman will make pledge gesture with his hands. Second, when the shuttle is out. Means he will extend both of his arm, making a straight line from his one hand to another hand. And the last is when he does not know. Means when the lineman is not certain if the shuttle was in or out due to reason like player covered the line or etc. He covers his eyes with both hands. And last official in badminton is the mapper, who sits beside the court waiting for the umpire gesture to map the sweat of the court. It is only because of them that a player can move on the court without worrying about slipping during a rally. In a match, there are two mappers appointed on the court, and their duty is to clear court before the match. During the halftime, after finishing off a set and when umpire asks the court to be mapped. Now we're done on officials. Now let's go in game or how it was played. Generally in badminton, it comes in two forms, single and double. Single means is 1 versus 1 game, and double means 2 versus 2 game. And in badminton, can be played with 2 or 4 players. The object of the game is to score points by successfully hitting the shuttlecock over the net. And these are some tips or steps in playing badminton. Now for the last topic, here are some basic skills in playing badminton.